Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and will rest therein. I'm trying to see if I had to switch this over here. I will say this here. I hope, again, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and will rest therein. Just coming with another message. It's finished. It's finished. I think I'm going to have to change it to an ED. I don't know. I have to see. But it's finished. I got several topics to cover. And the reason why I'm here today is because I felt, again, the energy of the Most High Yah on me and wanting me to kind of cover some things that he put in my heart today. And yes, again, I've learned something today. Hello, everyone in the live chat. It's good to see you. I learned something today, and I would like to share it with you. First, I want to let you know, if you're looking for something to grow your hair and make it full and thick, I want you to, you've seen this product before, okay? It's really good. It's a good moisturizer, okay, for your hair. And it does pretty good. I know you all probably seen that before in time past. I don't know what's going on. But I'm going to show that again. Okay. I want you all to I hope you saw that. It's really good. It's really good. And I thank the Most High for this. I thank him for this. Okay. Because I wouldn't never gone to purchase this here. But I thank him for that. I really do. And this message is, it's finished. Whether we understand it, know it, accept it, it's over. And now, understand this. You have to walk therein. You have to walk therein. So what happened? Yesterday, I went to a thrift store and I said, okay, I want to purchase a movie. And the type of movie, honestly, I was looking for is something that can tell me about something today. And lo and behold, the Most High worked his miracle. And he allowed me to purchase this one movie. And I thank him for it. To help me out. And to help other elects out. So they can know that this thing is real. And it is finished. Meaning they don't have to go flipping and turning all kind of cartwheels trying to get people to understand spirit and truth and understand the light or understand anything that's actually taking place, because in Yah it is finished. Okay. Let me go on and tell you about the movie. The reason why it's important that each and every last one of you all seek to find this movie, that only if you are an elect. If you are an elect of those high Yah, then you can go through Amazon. I'm thinking maybe eBay to find this movie. How your little girls, are they home? See, on this phone here, they're not going to let me see. It's like a quicken. They let me see the those that are in the live, and then they take it away real quick. So the question was, are your daughters home? But I want to see. They won't let me see. It's just something about going live on these cell phones. It's not a good thing because you can't see. So what I'm doing now is I'm having problems with my laptop, so that's why I'm on here on my cell phone. But Stephen King's, this is a movie from Stephen King's, and this movie is not for just any and everybody. This movie is not for any and everybody. This movie is only for the elects, because if the Most High gave it to me, then I know that he wants me to give it to those who fall under the same category as being the elects of the Most High Yah. You know who you are. So I wanted to share this with you, but I must cover some things that was in this movie. But before I do that, let's go to what he have spoken to me about Matthew's chapter 24, verse 13 and 14. Okay, he that endure until the end, Matthew's 24 and verse 13, shall be saved. And verse 14, this gospel shall be preached to all nations, and then the end. So what he's saying is, right as you hear Sister Deborah speaking, the good news is his power is on the earth. It's on the earth to show out and to show up and show out. That's what it means. Matthew's chapter 24, verse 13 and 14. And he said that preach the gospel to all nations as a witness. Now, this got to be a witness. That means they're going to see something. What are they going to see? They're going to see that right hand they never saw before. And I'm learning something today out of this movie that brought so much sorrow to my spirit. It brought sorrow to my spirit to be living in this day and time and see that the underground, how would I say it, elites and the underground power, those of the wicked, knows all about what's going on. But then you have these people who crying out and stating, oh, we awakening. You still lost without a cause and still ain't figured it out that you are still lost. And that's sad, because when I see this movie, I see it as a gift from the Most High, and it helped me a great deal in spirit. Now, I was disappointed in the flesh because, like I said, to receive this movie and it was given to me by Yah, and to see this movie and to know that, Father, wait a minute, you mean this has been going on this length of time and the people couldn't see it, didn't know it? The reason why I'm saying it like that is because what I'm about I really wanted to show the movie, but the movie is like 3 hours long and really good. A part 1 and a part 2. But I couldn't do that. I'd rather for you to sit down and see it yourself as an individual. Do not allow somebody who are walking in the dark to view this movie because they wouldn't see anything in it, spirit and truth. It's a really good movie. And Stephen King's. Now, I'm going to tell you something about Stephen King's. I don't watch his movies. Never did. This was a gift to me. Prophetess in the Wilderness. This Stephen King movie was given to me. Okay? And I want to share it. My viewpoints regarding the movie. I remember, I think someone said something to me, have I ever saw this movie? I don't know if this is it, but the name of this movie is The Stand. Anybody in the live chat, have you seen this movie? If you have not, and you know that you are an elect of the Most High Yah, go get this movie here. And I'm going to cover some things about this movie. If you've seen this movie, and I just thank the Most High for just giving it to me this day. Okay? A month ago, wonderful. Did you see both CDs? They 3 hours each. Very good. Okay, you seen part 1 and part 2. Very good. This movie here, when you go to, let me explain what I'm finna. I hope that I have at least one elect on this live chat, because I'm finna go a place in Genesis here, and I want to share something with you. In Genesis, in the book of Genesis, in chapter 3, after the Most High had said in chapter 21, okay, now 22, Genesis chapter 3, okay, we're going to go on to where the verse itself, verse 24, Genesis chapter 3, verse 24. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the garden of Eden a cherubims and a flaming sword which turned every way. Did it just turn left? Did it just turn right? No, it turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life. That's scary. That's scary. Now, this is in Genesis chapter 3, verse 24. When the Most High said this, that led Sister Deborah to fully understand he always left a light on. Always. And Sister Deborah still tell you all, he kept the light on for us. And for us to deny that he is all that and some in the way we conduct ourselves with one another, and in how we serve and worship him, and how we honor him, and how we praise him, something wrong with us. And it's still something wrong with us, because even here from the beginning of Genesis chapter 3, he said he left a light on for us, that we would always be able to find our way. Now, did we lose our way when we came over here? No, said the Most High Yah. No, said the Most High Yah. All that he had did for Israel, land floating with milk and honey. Each tribe had their own land. They had everything they could ever desire and want. The richest land on the face of the earth is what they had. You see? They gets on the ship and went on their way to the four corners. What happened with them remembering anything outside of being on the ship? And that's all they can tell you. That's all they left for you, and that's all they left for me. But Yah say I left a light on. Deborah, tell them in Genesis, I always had the light on. Not only did he had a light on for us to find our way to the tree of life, guess what he did? He charged the devil. No matter what you do, you're going to always leave a light on for mine. And I thank him for that. And what he mean is, through all his wicked and evil, we may see straight through it and see the light. That's what he told him. He charged the devil because he left the light on for us so we may find our way to what is righteous, what is just, to the tree of life. You know, that tree that we when we thirst for a drink, okay? When we desire the food for our spirit, this is what leads us to the tree of life. These type of actions. But he charged the devil, even to today, the year 2022. He charged him, leave a light on. No matter what you do, leave a light on. Leave a light on to what? His wickedness and evil? Yes. So we can still see through evil and wicked and darkness. You see? And he does. The devil does. He leaves the light on. Okay? Now here, with this being said, and y'all telling us he left the light on for us to find our way back to the tree of life, we've been lying on him since the beginning. Since Genesis, we've been lying on him even to today. As if we can't find our way back. If we didn't know our way back. No, it was our forefathers who have lost our way to where we couldn't find our way because they weren't willing to give us a pin needle of life, a pin needle of hope, a pin needle of anything. Not even Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. A pin needle to tell us, okay, a pin needle of light to tell us, okay, we're the children. We are the children of the Most High. Yeah, nothing. They didn't leave nothing. They just got on them ships and came on over and forsake everything. Now, a lot of us would think that the Most High hid all this stuff from us. That's a lie from the pit of hell. That's a lie from the pit of hell. He said he left a light on. He left it on. But we want to make him a lie so that we can live our life. And that's what has taken place. Now, let me tell you about this movie. This movie fit into this thing about us lying, okay? And believing a lie than the truth. Even to today, I think about the verses he gave me and I said, but Father, this lead right back to what is actually going on. Now, if you all said you've seen this movie here, this is my first time viewing this movie today, and I give all glory and honor to the Most High Yah. I saw myself in this movie 3 times, saying something in this movie. The elderly black lady, okay, when she said something that I've said to you all over and over and over, you know what this black lady said? She said, the beast is loose. Hallelujah. I've heard in this here movie 3 things that I have made messages about regarding. And I heard it spoke in this movie. But what's greater is the Most High suffered me to connect out of all the movies that was in the thrift store. This movie here connected. And I brought it home. And I was, from the beginning to the end, which is 5 hours and 59 minutes. Okay. And the reason why is because I saw the word of Yah, of his promise, of what the Ruach HaKodesh has taught me through this movie. Now, how did Stephen King know about? They went into the biblical, okay? This is how they did it. They went into the biblical, and they always go in there to master what the Most High Yah is saying. So what's wrong with us? Why can't we master that? Why can't we come to some sort of understanding, even to today, when we in our moment of such great awakening, yet we're still walking in darkness, yet we're still dead sleep. Because in this movie, And I remember somebody saying, asking me, did I see a movie or something? And that was probably a year ago. And I don't know who that was. But when I got this movie, I was like, wait a minute, Father, y'all, this is what's happening. Then I began to do my search. This movie, they made this movie back in the 1990. It was put out in 94, okay? And it's Stephen King. This movie nailed what we're actually experiencing this day, right now. And I think it's sad. I think it's sad because it leads me to understand that he have always charged that devil to leave the light on, and he has. He has kept Yah's word, but we have not. Because for this movie to come out and tell you what this is that we're going through, and we stand around here like we in la la land, we don't understand what's going on. We don't understand the jab. We don't understand the V, the code, all this here. We're running around here like we don't understand it. It's too hard for us to understand. It's too hard for us to believe. You know, this is how we're walking around and running around here, calling ourselves awakened. Awakened to stupidity is all you have awakened to, because you haven't awakened to spirit and truth, nor have you awakened to what is righteous. Let me tell you another thing about this movie. This movie was quoting things that, like I said, I have not just made one video, several videos. One thing, somebody like me, because I go too deep, is The Matrix came out, I think it was 1999. It is a product of this movie here. You know, they took pieces out of this movie to orchestrate The Matrix. You see? But let's go back. What is this movie? What is it about this movie, Deborah? It's everything that's taking place now. And guess what? It speaks of it. Sister Deborah, in the last month, been telling you all, this thing is going to reach everybody's house. Whatever this they're doing, it is a biochemical. And it's going to reach everybody's house. And I said, how? I don't know if it's water or the air. And it is, and it have just about many of houses it have come to. Knocked on the door, here I am. How did he get in that house? You see what I'm saying? This movie tells you, if you're not careful when you see this movie, if you're not careful, you'll miss it. The individual that's in the live chat who said they have seen this movie, where did it come from? You said it. Tell me, where did it come from? It's not, now it took you all off live chat. But I'm interested in knowing so you can tell the others, because I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let you know. This movie, The Matrix, baby, it's nothing from Tyler Perry to Oprah to Sidney Poitier to Denzel Washington. They are puppets on orchestrated by the powers that be. We really believe when they movies and they have a black director or a black person did anything. Know this. They are just puppets for the one that's hiding behind their back. We need to stop thinking that we are people that can really have something on our own. And that to me, a lost generation. People that's lost. Because they haven't, even to today, haven't realized that, wait a minute, the moment you tell truth, I'm telling you, truth, righteous is the biggest enemy on the face of the earth. Nobody will hear it. I'm going to tell someone said something yesterday, not yesterday, but the other day, I thought it was really neat. I liked it. I'm gonna tell you about it. But back to this here. The Matrix. Let me tell you something. It's kind of sad. It's sad. Let's go to the Matrix. Let's clear that up right now. Nobody that are Negroes or Hebrew Israelites or black that makes movies, that's making movie from their own thought, their own mind, their own power, their own strength. It is highly supported and given to them, to orchestrate. First of all, the Matrix, if the Matrix was really behind, if it was really directed by or a black man or a black woman, which the cover up, why is it giving Neil to be the one? Why was this movie making no one the king outside of Neil? And we know the Matrix kind of told the story about Israel. You see? It was telling the story about us being the one. But how did it end up being a white man? Pale white man being the one. Not a tan white man or a mix, but a pure European. How could that be? But yet they took out of the biblical to even the word matrix come out of the Bible. They took out of this good book to form this movie, but they formed it. If she was the one that was the director and she was all that and about the movie and wasn't used, she was the cover up to make people think. She was the cover up, just like Black Lives Matter. They went and got those two black women to cover up while they made all that money in the background. You see? And we walking around here ain't saying nothing about it. See, we don't speak on unrighteous. We only speak against righteous, especially if it's being spoken. Let me tell you what the Bible said to me several times in 1 week. You hate me because I tell the truth. And I was like, why you keep feeding it to me? Because I speak truth. You hate me. He have told me that about 7 times in 1 week. I'm like, what is this saying? What is this saying? Because righteous and truth is the biggest threat on the face of the earth. Nobody wants to hear it. They would rather hear a lie than you tell the truth. Now let's get back to the Matrix. I spoke to you all the other day. If you look at the movie that's out called Matrix that just came out a week or 2 ago, it would blow your mind, probably make you angry, because you're trying to figure out what was this movie about. This movie is crazy. What are they talking about? It doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that? Why would they put this movie out in the year of 2000 and I think it came out in December, or did it come out this? No, I think it came out this January. Why would they put that out? And it had no meaning. It made no sense to nobody. People in the dark or people in the light. It doesn't make any sense. It's because they making the movie to try to smear your mind away from the first and the second one they made, okay? Which does speak of the Israelites. It is a story being told, but they flipped everything in it and made it about European and made it their way. But you could, the Hebrew Israelites got in there and they could see the parts that came from the biblical that's really speaking about Israel. You see, they figured it out. It's very easy to see that that's what that was about. So why did you turn around? If you're a black person that made those movies, why was it all you telling the story, but you telling everything about the Europeans and not about the people in the Bible who is really talking about it? But since you're the director, why did you smear it all over the place? But see, y'all still allowed us to still kind of see the movie and see his word How they took it out of his word and created it. You see? But you go to the movie and see the new one. You'll walk out and probably ask them to give your money back. And furthermore, I want my money back for my popcorn and my soda. That's just how messed up on the flow up this movie was. And I want my money. Okay? Now, that's how horrible it is. And when you get in there and you see it, you'll be like, what is this movie talking about? What are they saying? This doesn't make any sense. But this movie here, honestly, we need to stop trying to give our people all this glory and this honor and bringing them up into things. They're puppets. Tyler Perry, Oprah, all of them. Chappelle, all of them. If you notice, they refuse to come into their community and make a difference. That's why, because they're on the other side. And no, they're not willing to give up what they got. But I'm quite sure their life has been threatened to stay where they're at. So I understand. That's what I feel. That's what Sister Deborah feels. Because I couldn't imagine all of them just selling out 100, knowing they know truth, but yet they want to sell out, But I think they were also threatened, which a lot of them have been. A lot of you all don't know that. But yes, they are threatened. Their very life is threatened if they ever go into your community and do anything. I believe that without a doubt. But this movie here, what's good about this movie is it told the truth again. It led me to understand that the Father have always had a light on for us to see clear. We still today in the year 2000 walk around with our eyes closed. Oh, I can see. I ain't blind. I can see. We just walking around. Oh, yeah, I can see. I'm awakening. And just walking in all kind of darkness and bumping our heads. And the reason why I brought up this movie is because it told the story, the true story about what's going on, y'all. The same thing Sister Deborah said in the last 2 or 3 weeks is coming to everybody's house. This is how they're going to do this thing. And this is not the only movie, y'all. There have been movies after movies after movies warning us. And we keep turning a deaf ear and a blind eye because we want to see what we want to see and we want to hear what we want to hear. So that's why I said this is to the elects and only to the elects. You can go to Amazon, I'm sure, or eBay or whoever and get it. I went to the thrift store and the Most High blessed me with it because he wanted me to see this. You know why he wanted me to see this? Let me tell you why. Only reason why he wanted me to see it, he wanted to let me know you have been on the right track. Because I led you on the right track. And I placed you on the right road. And I thank him for that. Because when I see this here, I said, but didn't you tell me, Father? You told me. When it first come on, and I know those who say they've seen it, I'm going to enlighten you with something. When it first come on, you see this man in this booth, okay? First of all, it says the world end. So the beast already thinking he's really gonna have the right to end things for everybody, and he's gonna be the one that exists, he and his. And it's powerful because in this movie is a sign. First thing it shows you a government facility, but you have to be careful with that government facility. It shows you a sign that this is a government facility and it's got this barbed wire. This is at the beginning. But guess what it had on there? And you all in the live chat who said you seen this movie, let me say this to you. If you seen this movie, this here should have been your first sight. It's they showed the water system. They showed you the whole water system. And it wasn't like the water system for everybody. It was just the water system for a certain town. They showed you government facility and water system. You know, the pipes and all the water system. They didn't show you electric. They didn't show you gas. They showed you the water system. Then it showed you a flag pole. And on that flag pole was what? American flag waving. Letting you know that Deborah, your country started this. Him saying that to me was through the movie. He had already told me that. See, it's they cover up. Okay? But it's really not covered up. And that's what's kind of sad. You all, this stuff is not covered up. It is plainly seen. Okay? It is seen through movies. On TV as you watch today. But people rather believe a lie in everything they say than somebody like me to come up and tell them they lying. It's this. They would kill me for telling the truth. They would hate me for telling the truth because they rather believe a lie than to even hear what is true. Now, in this movie, it was identical to what took place 2019 and what's happening to today. That's what's so. This is 19. This had to been made by the 1990, 91, came out in 94. So this movie came out, let's say it hit the movies in 94. It came out in 94. Add that up. That's a long time. But when you see the movie, you see exactly what's going on today. And I want to say something to you before I forget. Father, thank you for reminding me. And he wants me to let you all know that it is finished. Because all the horses have been released. When those horses, the Bible says, what is bind on earth is bound in heaven. What is loosed on earth is loosed in heaven. I've heard many pastors and bishops teach that thing out of order, out of righteous, unwillingly and willingly, just taught that thing wrong. What the Most High is saying is, Deborah, I have to release any and everything on the earth before the beast can release his. And if I bind it, then he can't release it. What's bound on earth, now what is released on earth, now what is loose on earth has to be released from heaven. What is bound on earth have to be, what is let loose has to be released from heaven, and what is bound, it has to be bound from heaven. It has to be, heavens have to release it. Okay, so the serpent, the beast, and his workers, they just can't do any and everything they want to do. Heaven's got to release it for them. So what he's telling me, I did release it. I told you where I had mines. Mines were the horses. So that's what you're seeing. His was released, and this is what you're seeing. All that is taking place, the beast is releasing his on the earth because Yah has given the okay to release. You see, because he even, the things that the beast is doing, it kind of matches up with the scene that's the horses. If you go back to Revelation, you hear what the horses are sent out to do. Then you say, oh, wow. Then you get it. But when you really can't understand it if you can't find the light that rests there in you to see what the Most High is leading you to understand and to see. That's why he said, if it was so, it will fool the very elect. In a sense, they can't be fooled by it because I have molded and shaped and created them to not be fooled by this nonsense. And that's why I said this movie here, it gives me the whole ideal of what he has been saying to me since the beginning. It is finished. It was finished before it even started. In him, we're just running around here trying to walk this thing out the way it pleases us, the way we want to understand it, the way we want to embrace it. But once we embrace it the way that he has finished it and how he has started it, then we okay. You'll be really okay. Now, in this movie, It tells you about everything. It's got a position for the elderly black lady who was 106 years old, that all of them was running from the I would say the virus. They was running from it because everybody was dying, and they didn't catch it. You know, they wasn't affected by it. But she was in their dreams, in their minds, drawing them to her, because they had another mission to go back out amongst the wicked ones, which she called even herself, the beast is loose. When she said that, I said, no, you did not. No, you did not. Now, I'm like sitting here, a prophet is in the wilderness, and trying to figure out, well, wait a minute, Father, y'all. How is it that Stephen King's name, can use a black woman, 180, to call that shot way back in the 1990s? Here's Sister Deborah living in 2021, and that's when I really did several videos saying the beast is loose. And here this lady saying the same thing. And I'm like saying, what? So it shows you that it always been a light on. We just refuse to really look at the light and keep focusing on the light so we can walk therein. We rather turn to the darkness and say, I want to walk with you. I want to find pleasure, and I want to find peace and joy with you. I don't want to go on this here side where the light is at. You know, I want to stay on this side. And that's why we've been walking so long, so many years in darkness, because we are rejecting the light in so many ways. And here it is. How did Stephen King now take this book and master it, and we can't even pick it up and understand it? Well, why would you say that about us, Deborah? Because people don't even know who the power is. We don't even know who give and gave is. We don't even know who Christ is. We're walking in so much darkness, and it is so thick. We're just going here and to and fro. That's all we're doing. And then I heard Daniel say the same thing. I'm like, wait a minute. So with this movie here, if you get it, you're going to see today. You're going to see 2019, 2021, and today. It's here. It's here, y'all. It's been here. But the reason why it don't stand tall and firm is because we make it a lie, just so we can walk in darkness. So if it's been here all that time, just like Matrix, I was looking at Matrix and found out. I said, I'm finna search the biblical and see if Matrix is in the biblical, and there it was. See, they getting it from the biblical, and where are we getting our mess? Where are we getting all this mess we talking about? We getting it from somewhere, some sort of form of darkness. Because we think we want man to teach us. We want woman to teach us. We want the things that's come out of flesh mouth. We don't want the things which are spirit and truth. We want everything to come out of flesh mouth to believe, to hear, to see. So we're getting nothing. And I truly thank the Most High for this movie, because don't get me wrong, everything in here, I've been there, done that. It's just the idea. What gets me? Want me to tell you what gets me? Father, how is it they knew way back in the 90s? And here we is looking at what's happening, saying, oh, they doing this. Oh, they doing this. Oh, they doing this. Oh, they doing. We awakening. What are you awakening to? What was already being revealed. It was always there. It was always there. It was us, y'all. Just like we refuse to understand why we came here, it's the same thing we refusing to understand that we went to Dumb City and never returned home. And we're still in Dumb City because that's what we chose to be. Dumb City is a place of much darkness, foolishness, nonsense. Dumb City is a place, there's no, I mean, you got to turn from it, child, because that's where our people are at. And they found comfort. And they continue to find comfort in that sort of environment. Because I'm thanking him for not just the movie did something to me, because I said, okay, Father, here goes Stephen King. I don't deal with that man, no way. I don't watch this movie. And I said, you know what? I'm going to sit here today and relax, and I'm going to sit back and watch this. I said, this thing is too long. 5.59 minutes, 5 hours and 59 minutes. I said, oh, no. And I said, no, when they first came on, I said, this is good. I went and got me some popcorn and got me something to drink. Said, this is going to be good. Why? Because it told the story. I didn't have to see no more than 5 minutes of this movie, and I knew what the whole movie was about. And I began to tell the Most High thanks for choosing this movie for me so I could see. You know why he wanted me to see? He wanted me to understand you always been on the right road. And you're going to always go on the right road. Because I sent you there. I placed you there. Not man, not your mama, not your daddy. No one but me. There's no other road you're going to be able to go on or travel in. So you might as well stay on the right road and do what you're supposed to do, because you ain't going to be able to go to the left, to the right. You ain't going to be able to switch lanes. So stay on the right road. And when he gave me this, I was like, Father, the first 5 minutes, I'm like, oh no. Because it told the true story about 2019 and what's going on now. And honestly, I don't know if y'all have heard where it was said, and I know you all have heard this, that man is going to destroy man. Man is going to destroy man. And back in my days in high school, they used to say the atomic bomb, and they're going to destroy the world. The men going to do the men. We ain't saying male, but we're going to destroy ourselves. In a sense, not me destroying myself, but I'm just saying people. And in this movie, it paints the story to its fullness. That this is the intent of somebody that's so wicked and evil. That this is a plot that's been going on for so long. Now it has manifested itself in the year 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022. So that leads me to understand that this bio gonna keep being poured out until they have eliminated as many as they possibly can. And that's their whole goal. Because no one won't combat, no one won't argue. I guess they can't. Because if the horse has been released, then the beasts position do, but walk in the light and know spirit and truth. These people in this movie, they did not put us in there, okay? Stephen King, he didn't put us in her, but guess who she was? Just like the Matrix. Remember, Neo had to go to this black lady house. When this is how this black lady was. She played in this movie as the one that all of these Caucasian was having dreams of her talking to them, and they all had to turn to her. Why? Because they were immune to this thing that they had put in the people's water. They didn't catch it. But even though they didn't catch it, guess who was on their back? The beast and his people. They didn't have it either. Isn't that deep? The beast and his didn't have the chemicals either. So the one that was living was those who were for Yah. Let's just say that. That's really what it was about. And those that were for the beast. But there were very few, like he said, a small remnant. They were running to try to get to a certain place. Just like it said in the biblical. I'm telling you all, whoever mastered this movie, which is Stephen King, and I'm sure he had other puppets behind it. But it's sad because Stephen King knew that when he was doing this movie, he reached into this book, this good book. And all these movies that they come in, they have they have had in time past, 2012 and all that, it's coming from here. So we cannot stand before the Most High Yah and say we never knew. That's what we're going to do, because he said it. You're going to come here and you're going to say, I did this, and you're going to be really most likely saying, forgive me, I didn't know. Yes, you did. It's all, the light been on all this time. So me getting the movie, it blessed me to stay on the right path as he have taught me. That's what he says. You thinking that you it's only you thinking that they all of them know Deborah. He said he's not. Why do you think I'm pouring out grace and mercy on everybody? Everybody, they have a chance to know and not have to walk in darkness. That's why grace and mercy is constantly being poured out on the rich as well as the poor, on the Hebrew Israelite as well as the Europeans. It's because I'm just like that. That's just who I am. Now, they have been making these movies, and they knew who these movies were about. That's why they didn't want any, black people in the movie. Because they, just like in Matrix, they let the other black guy, which he should have been the one, you see? And they knew who he was. He should have been the one. Did they know that he was a Hebrew Israelite? The true Jew? Yes, they did. But they don't want us to have the mind to see what they're doing. But Yah told them, you're going to leave a light on for mine. So they put Neil in there. But who did he have to go to? He had to go to the black lady. Same thing with this movie. All of the ones that was really what they call the ones, they had to go to the black woman on the porch. The elderly lady. She was drawing them in spirit and in dreams. All of them had to make it to her, and they had a hell of a time. Just like many say that when we leave here, because of the chaos that's going to be here, we're going to be running somewhere. When this is the way the European interpreted in the Bible, is they put it in here. But let me tell you something. They came really close, because it's no way the Most High would have allowed me this DVD after seeing thousands of DVDs, and this is the one that was given to me. I appreciate it because it let me know that it was all this time I'm being taught in the wilderness. It's matching it. It's matching every word that he's saying, and showing you the flag. It lets you know the American flag only. It lets you know that while everybody trying to say China, American is trying to hide behind that, and they know that it's something that they planned, and they put it in. The reason why they're showing you the water system is because they're showing you what they're doing. And the last, I believe, more than just the last, because I think this one we just had, that came through the water. My thing, either the air or the water, okay? And in this movie, it's showing you that it's coming through the water. That means it's still a lot of people living. So it's not saying that it's not coming again. You see, you remember the Bible talked about how it's going to be so many bodies. Okay, the birds are going to be feasting. And all this, and how many bodies going to be. This was this movie was showing. It was showing that. You see, it's going to be so out of control to where these bodies going to sit in the streets, and it's going to be all over the place. I believe that. I still believe that to today, that is going to take place. Not the movie itself, but what the word has said. You see, I believe it. I believe everything the Most High have said to me and have taught me, have given my eyes to see and my ears to hear what he is saying. I believe it. And I think it's really sad that Stephen King, which has passed away, can master this here and put it out. And here it is. Where did he get it from? Here. And we still walking around here in La La Land and have not mastered this. Because how is it he was able to do it? How is it they were able to go into Matrix and make that movie? How is it, not this last one, because they made that to confound us, to confuse us, y'all. Go and see it. You would say, wow, it's nothing in it makes sense. Okay? So the last one. But so things that you see and Megatron and all that, now you see these different, these, not that, how would I say, COVID, these different things that's coming out is now starting to sound like a military something back in Transformer. Okay, Delta. Come on now. You see? This other one that's out. You know, they showing you exactly what's going on, and everybody's turning a deaf ear and a blind eye to what is before them. And y'all don't have no problem with it, and Sister Deborah don't either, because his word is finished, and that's what I hold on to. It's finished. It's nothing you can really, he's saying it's nothing you can really tell these people. It's nothing you can really say to them. Because he was sharing some things with me when that was my daughter and her friend. They were there and they always reading the Bible. And at that time they were, and I was getting ready to go live. And it was just a spur of the moment. I told them, do y'all want to go live with me? But even that topic is so powerful, you guys. Okay, someone said something. I had a dream a while back. In their yards, everywhere. And you know what? My testimony was this. I'm going to give y'all my testimony. I was over on the overpass off of Highway 70, standing up at the top of the bridge on the overpass path. But there's a temple was right here, this church I was going to. And I was right here in between the bridge. And it was like the highway was from east going west. And I told you all this before. And I saw a multitude of people who cannot be numbered. They couldn't even be numbered because you couldn't see it. You couldn't see the highway. You couldn't see numbers, only people running. They always running in the same direction. The more I think about it, I felt it was for that time and period when he said, I need you to go in the same direction they running from. I'm like, wait a minute, Father, y'all. They say it's a fire that way. He said, I need you to go in the direction toward the fire. At that moment, it was telling me to go to Atlanta, Georgia, which I did. But the thing about it, it keep ringing in my mind about the multitude of people, because he kept asking me this question behind me. I never turned around and said, who is that talking? What? I just listened to the voice of the Most High Yah. And he was saying, I need you. He kept saying to me twice, what do thou see it? What do thou hear it? What are they doing? What you say they doing? It was always not making me, but having me to repeat what I was actually hearing, having me to repeat what I was actually seeing, having me to repeat what they were actually doing. And he said, and what is it? I see it. And then that's when I said, but I see them, they just running crazy and they knocking each other down. A mother's not picking up her child. Men are not picking up their wife. Everybody's just running, but they were doing something that was so powerful. They were all running in the same, on one accord, in the same direction. Nobody was picking up granny. Nobody was picking up nobody. Everybody was running. And there were many falling, but they were just falling, trying to get up and running in the same direction. And they were saying something that was the same. They were saying, fire, fire. That's what they were saying. And he was asking me everything that they were saying. And then he said, he said, but where are they coming from? I said, oh, they running east. He said, but where are they coming from? They coming from west and they running east. And I was like in a shock, y'all. I wasn't sounding like I'm sounding now. I was like in a shock. And he said, okay, now I need you to go east. I said, but Father, they said there's a fire east and they running west. He said, but I need you to go in the direction toward the fire. Wow. Next thing I remember, yay, Father, Yah. That's all I can remember. And I was out of the vision. I'm serious. It was just like a sight to see that it still sticks with me to know that vision I was in with the multitude. So I think that even that seeing that multitude, even though it was telling me it wanted me to go in a direction toward the east, which would have took me toward Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, I still think that that multitude running east still represents something. You see what I'm saying? Even to today, because I believe that word talks about it, even in Revelation, about how people are going to be dead corpse. It talks about it, just like this movie. I ain't giving nothing to this movie, y'all. I'm giving all the glory to the Most High Yah, because this movie is from him to me. Because why would he give me this one? Okay? And I looked at it, I said, no, this wouldn't be something I would want, but I put this in my cart and I said, I'm getting this. This is going to be my treat. And when I sat down, like I said, it really was. So that lead me to also understand there's several movies, old movies that's out there that people have also contacted Sister Deborah and said, you need to get this movie. You need to get this movie. You know what I do? I'm not interested. You know why? Being in the wilderness, you didn't sing, you didn't heard, he didn't let you behold, he didn't taught you through his word. What more can you see? What more do you want to see? You see? So it's just like getting this movie was like, I knew it was from him, because even when I got in the car, I said, what is it you trying to tell about this movie? It just looks so plain. And it's Stephen King's father. That's what I'm thinking. Told the whole story. And it's sad. So if this can come out and tell the whole story about what they doing, why is it everybody in Dump City? Why is it everybody walking straight into Dump City like they don't know what's going on in this day and time? It's no reason for us to continue to walk around here not understanding that the beast is loose, not understanding anything about what's going on. And in the movie, guess what? The beast was there too. He showed up and showed out. He showed up and showed out, and he had the minds of the people. He had power too, y'all. He had power in this movie here. He had power to kill and do stuff to people. I'm like, wait a minute. Yes, he did. He had power to disappear, to vanish, and to show up, and to mess with people's minds, and to do all kind of things. He had the power to do that and get people to take others' lives and to lock people up, just torment people. He had the power to do that, just like he said that the beast is going to do in these last days. He did exactly that in this movie. And he went on to torment the people who wasn't affected by this biochemical. So he tormented them. But his wasn't affected by the biochemical either. See that? So when we running around here thinking that, okay, it's really about the way we portray it and we awakening, you ain't awakened to nothing but stupidity, because you still ain't seen the light. You ain't even seen the pen needle of the light. You don't even understand Yah's word in spirit and truth. And that's a sad thing. So I say to you all, the Most High was sharing with me something else about Genesis, and what I was covering about the beginning and knowledge. You know what? Somebody in the live chat the other day, when we were talking about where it went wrong, and we talked about in Genesis where he said let me go there. And what I got a kick off of was, I went back to the live chat because I ended up getting a new phone, and I was just so happened to go back into the live chat. I normally don't do that often, but I did. And this one individual spoke on something that was very powerful, but I liked the way the other individual in the live chat nailed it, because they turned around and said, but it says, and I love that, because that's what I say. If you got any questions or you even have the answer, Deborah don't know everything. You all know more than I do. No, y'all might think that you don't, but you do. I'm a prophetess in the wilderness. So therefore, I'm being taught by the Most High in the wilderness, because he's using me as his mouthpiece. Okay? He didn't say that the prophet is going to know everything. Each prophet that you see that he sent out, they didn't know anything. He just called them and told them, I will be the mouthpiece. I will use your mouth. So what people, don't get it messed up. You can be the one that knows more than I know. And it's okay. Why? Because we should, just like in this movie here. Let me give you a little thing. We should, believe it or not, just like it is in this movie, be trying to find those that's in the body of Hamashiach. That's it. The movie did. They were trying to hook up to all of those that had the dream, okay, and was all going to, like, in a sense, they was trying to really say to the black lady, which is a certain place, okay? So they were all going and they were all connecting on one accord. You see what I'm saying? You think these Negroes today trying to do that? And if you say they are, you are lying. The truth is not in you, and it ain't gonna be in you. If you ever say that that's what they doing, they doing the opposite. They doing the opposite, because what they did is, as so-called people of the Most High Yah, decided, I don't want the Ruach HaKodesh. I don't want what I can't see, because I don't believe what I can't see. I don't want what I can't, what I can't see when I'm hearing. So I just want to be up in the church, be up in somebody's hand, some man who say he's a leader, ruling king. He's a Hebrew Israelite. He's a tribe of Judah. We want to be on their page. We want to be everywhere except for under the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the true teacher. You see, we don't want, we kicked him to the curb, saying, oh, no, I need a woman who's going to tell me this and tell me this scripture and tell me this scripture and tell me all the crap that's in the world. That's what I need. You see? And we have forsake the Ruach HaKodesh, who said he come to be our comforter, our teacher, our revealer, to show us things to come. That's where our mindsets are. That's why he said, leave them alone. Let them continue today to walk in darkness. If they walk in darkness, let them continue. It's a scripture in there telling us, if they're this way, let them stay that way. He sure did. He said, if they like this, leave them alone. Let them stay that way. That's sad, but it's the truth. But the problem that I have is, no one wants the truth. But let me tell you what this person did. So in Genesis, listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. In Genesis chapter 2, just listen to this, and I'm going to show you. I didn't even have to say nothing. Watch this here. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 9, out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life, okay, also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Watch this here. Genesis chapter 2, verse 17. But of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eat it thereof, thou shalt truly die. Okay, you go to Genesis 3. No, we're gonna stay with that. The moment I was saying that the tree that Adam and Eve was not to eat of, we was talking about what went wrong. Watch this here. Even to today, y'all, watch this here. The Spirit was dealing with me on that today. When I said that where we went wrong is we think good and evil is two separate things. Nah. It's like a right shoe and a left shoe. Would you put on the left without the right? Okay. You want to take a bath? Do you want it all cold or do you want it all hot? It's one or the other. Okay, when a plane flies, it's going to go up or it's going to go down. When it's daytime or is it night, one or the other. But what Yah did in here, y'all, he placed three. The knowledge of good and evil, as if they were together, and they are. And this one person said, no, evil. This one person said, oh, no, evil is what caused them to be disobedient. No, baby. He said the tree of knowledge of good and evil in the midst. Now, it was another tree, the tree of life in the midst, but there was another tree of good, of knowledge. That's what it says. in Genesis chapter 2, verse 9. And the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And then in Genesis chapter 2 and 17, it says the same thing. But of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it. See, they wasn't supposed to eat of that tree, whether it was good or evil, because knowledge of the good and evil was present. You see, so it's no way they're gonna go into the Garden of Eve and eat of the evil only. But this one person turned around and said in the live chat, no, good and evil. They put good and then put a letter in and evil, because this person wanted to just say that it was evil. But see, right then, that's why I say a lot of people spill out stuff and they really don't understand. You're talking dark talk, baby. And until you're able to know how to talk spirit and truth, you need to just be mellowed enough to just try to understand. Just hear enough to understand. You know, I'm not 100% perfect in what I have to say, and nobody else. And anybody say they are lying. The truth ain't in them. But when it come down to spirit and truth, you better stand out my way, okay? we talking a different story then. Now, I might not be perfect in this book in the way you understand it, but when that Ruach start to teach me, you get out of my way, okay? And now what I did learn is I got into a little deeper, and the Most High said that, Deborah, when you said good and evil, you know they come hand in hand. Because I went to telling y'all how people when I was working at Christ, I was ministering there, and I was talking to people about being saved and everything. And they were like, oh no, I don't go to church. I don't believe in God, but I'm a good person. You know, everybody always talking that I'm a good person. But see, good comes with evil. In case you didn't know that. Even Paul tell you, when I try to do good, evil is always present, because we missed it. Well, we missed it. We went wrong. When did we go wrong? From the beginning. See, we think we went wrong because we're way over here now. We've been wrong. We've been wrong in everything we even did back in the Bible. That's why it was so easy for Jacob's sons to try to destroy Joseph. You see? They knew their daddy loved him, but it was no problem. It was no problem for Cain to kill Abel. Y'all don't get it, do you? See, this thing didn't start today when we got over here in this land. We have created it to be an awakening for us, but it ain't awakening to nothing but stupidity. Because if you don't wake up to spirit and truth, you're still out there in the deep, drowning big time. You're drowning big time. So what he was sharing with me today was, Deborah, knowledge was in there. I said, what you mean, Father? Yeah. He said, you told them good and evil, which was 100 true. But go back and let them know knowledge of that good and evil was present. So therefore, no man gonna stand to the throne and say they didn't know. He said, because in Genesis chapter 2 and verse 9, Genesis chapter 2 and verse 17, Genesis chapter 3 and verse 5, Genesis chapter 3 and verse 22, he said knowledge of good and evil was present, and it always been present. So it ain't nobody walking around here not knowing the two come hand in hand. You can't split them up. Paul will tell you that, because he said it several times. When I try to do wrong, evil is always present. I end up doing what's wrong instead of doing what's right. Why? Because good is connected to evil. It's connected, you guys. Only one thing separates them. It's when you reach for the tree of life and eat of it. You reach for the tree of life and eat of it. And digest it in your spirit, man. Because when you're running around here talking about good, it's a million trillion of people who can say they good. Oh, I don't steal, I don't kill, I don't take from nobody, I don't curse nobody out, I don't do this and I'm good. No, you ain't good. What is good? Like the Most High told me about my ex-husband. Well, you called him good. What is good in him? And then when he asked me that question, it made me look stupid, because there was no such thing as him being good, because good is connected to evil. But until we reach for the tree of life and eat of it, that's why he come telling the lady at the well, you got to thirst for this water I got. And that's we too. We need to thirst for what he got, not what the world has to give us to make us think we that's why everybody think they okay. That's why everybody don't want to go and walk in the light, don't want to go and understand things, spirit and truth, because they just loving where they at. Because they said, I'm all good. And it's not, that's a lie from the pit of hell. Because good is not gonna get you in the kingdom of heaven. Good gonna get you in the lake of fire, y'all. Because he said, now knowing, meaning knowing, having the knowledge of good and evil. Just because you got the knowledge of good and evil don't mean the kingdom of heaven gonna open this door for you. No, you got to reach for the tree of life. You got to thirst for that which he can give you a drink of. Come on now, y'all. We need to stop trying to get to him every other window in our house and in the back door. Oh, some people go down in the basement, crawl through the window in the basement. Oh, I'm going to the Father. Okay, you keep on going on to the Father. He'll never meet you where you crawling in. That window you crawling in, that basement door you going down, he ain't gonna meet you there. Because it starts within, in your spirit. He's willing to meet you there. He said, don't come to me in your flesh. Your flesh cannot worship me. You got to come to me in the spirit realm. So you got to first find out you got a spirit. Most people run around here talking about, I got a soul. Yeah, okay. The Bible speaks of soul. Y'all got to understand that was placed there, just like many other words. But you need to be up under the Ruach HaKodesh and let him teach you so he can show you and guide you and lead you. But going back to this movie, it was a really good movie to know that I could see, not far as the way they portrayed it, but I can see in my spirit how it's important in this day and time that the body of Hamashiach tried to connect. That's the part that they missed in here with a lot of other things, is I can see the body of Hamashiach. The body of Hamashiach is the body of Christ. Christ is the power. And that power have formed those to work in the body, okay, of Christ. The body of what? The Father's right hand, the power of his right hand. He have formed. That's why he said one can't say to the other, you don't belong here, because we don't have the authority to say that. But we are all supposed to be trying to form together. And in this movie, they were trying to form together in that way. You see what I'm saying? Not in the body of Christ way, but in their worldly sense, the way they tried to in the movie. So I looked at that and I said, now, how did Stephen King them can come up with how the Bible is really lining it up? But see, they didn't have the Ruach to get the fullness. But I thank the Most High for allowing them to get whatever they did have, because they tell more of the truth of the story than our men running around here talking about they are Hebrew Israelite. You see? So in it all, because this here also letting them know that they're going to win. They're going to end up on the other side. And, just like the Promised Land, the movies kind of put you in that setting. You see what I'm saying? If you listen to what our brothers are saying, and our women too, it leads you nowhere. Really nowhere. Okay? And I said, Father, how is it? I thought 2008. In between 2000 and 2008 is where they really planned this. But when the Father comes showing me this, he's showing me, see, Deborah, they did it way before the 90s. Because if they had this plan, they turned around and also in 1099, that Matrix, all these movies was always a light on for us. We didn't see it like that. You see, we didn't see it like that. But Yah is saying that the light has always been on. And I thank him for showing me this, because that's what it's all, that's what he's saying to me. See, Deborah? Told you I kept the light on all the time. And I know you believed me because I let you see it, even when you was a little girl. But these people, you sitting here trying to give these people something. And guess what, Deborah? I've been trying to give them that way back in Genesis. Because when he went to telling me when I was driving, I was kind of really sorrow. I don't know if you all have ever experienced sorry. You feel sorrow, such a heavy sorrow in your spirit. Because I was just talking to myself. I know it might sound like crazy, but I was in my car and I was really preaching. And he went on to tell me, but wait a minute. You must understand that I had invested something so great in them. He said, when I said John chapter 1, verse 4 and 5, that was me, Deborah, investing myself in them. I told them it in Genesis when I formed him. And he began to tell me, I'm saying, okay, I'm preaching to the air. And I'm just thinking, I'm just getting it too. And it sounded good to my spirit. Then all of a sudden he came and told me, Deborah, way back in Genesis, it wasn't a thing that I couldn't create Eve the same time. It's just I had a special purpose for each one of them. She was the matrix to birth the nations, and he was the nation carrier, And when he went to telling me that, I was like, but Father, these people are so far in the woods to the left. I mean, it's distant from California to North Pole. I mean, they just so far as understanding. And he began to tell me I had invested something in him, and it had the light. And it was the light to all. That's why I said I would visit the iniquity of the Father, Deborah. It's because the Father was carrying the light of the children in his womb. And when a woman and man come together, then those lights start to find a way to the womb, to the matrix. You see? To get what? Nourish and comfort. You see? He said, but I place it in them. He said, when you talk that over and over and over and over, but let me tell you something. It's even greater than that. And then today, as I was reading and getting all these verses, guess what? Daniel chapter 8, verse 26, Daniel chapter 12, verse 4, Proverbs 2 and verse 6. I really would go over it. It's such a good, awesome lesson. Oh, I just really would. That I really wanted to go over it. And what he was showing me is that he had already placed everything where it's supposed to be. He said the reason why I turned around and I even created the animals and then turned around and brought them to Adam to name them whatever he wanted. Woman wasn't there on that time. He said she wasn't there because I wasn't ready for her right then. The nation, the animals were brought forth and they were given to Adam to name. And still a woman wasn't his helpmeet. So when people are running around here thinking she's his helpmeet in all the ways that flesh think she is, they got it wrong, he said. She was a greater helpmeet. She was the one to bring forth the nations, to bring forth the light. He was to put it out from him to her, and she was to birth it. So he was just saying, it's just so much stuff that we have so wrong in the way we've been taught and the way we're willing to accept what is being taught. And then he got to telling me about how this is why he put them head. This is why they are not so much as that Eve did something. It was so much as that even my daughter who was with us, she was saying how when he came through and he was calling them in the garden, and he said, let me see. When he was saying he was looking for them and he called Adam. He was calling for Adam. She brought that up and I was like, that's true. But it's what the word is saying. And then he began to, I said to him, this is something I always said, y'all. I said, why did you say, Father, don't cause your children to wrath? Why? He said, because Deborah, going back to the beginning, the ways of that child is in that man. That is coming from him. It's always coming from the male. It can't come through the mother. Only way you can think it's coming from the mother is the mother's father. But it's going to always rest in the men. He said everything he trusted, not trust, because he knew what it was, the outcome going to be, but he put in them for them to do. Just imagine if he put all this light, the light of the life that he had prepared before the foundation of the world, he had it for man. Just imagine every one of them dispersing it into the matrix and walking away. And I'm like, wait a minute now, Father, why is it you telling the men as far as don't cause the children to wrath? It's because he said they were supposed to be able to discipline their own children because their children held their ways. I was like, wow. He said, yes. It's so much they was liable for. That's why you can sit and you can speak on what went wrong. It's more went wrong than what went right. So we got to talk about it. Because what he's saying is, even to the last days that we are in. And I even heard Daniel was talking about, in Revelation was talking about, ain't no such thing. It didn't say such thing. It's no more time. And I tell y'all that all the time. Time and season is over. We in that day. We're in that day. We ain't under no time and season. We're in that day. To a lot of chaos, a lot of things going on, and we're turning another what? Deaf ear and a blind eye to what is before us. But he was sharing these things with me, and he was saying, remember I told you they have a hate spirit on them? This is why that spirit is there. And you would think that when I said they would hate you, you will be hated. See, a lot of people thinking Hebrew Israelites. No, our people are going to be acting up so bad, in which they're doing, and every one of our people walking around here blind, talking about they doing it. Look, how long are we going to say they doing it too? Are they the children? Huh? Are they the one that the Most High chosen? So why is we say that we're the ones, but we're acting worse than they are? You see, we don't make any sense, but that's our biggest scapegoat is, they do, the white people doing it too. They always putting us up there. And the Most High said, but Deborah, are they doing it? Yea, Father, thou see it, thou know it, all things, they are doing it. Then if they're doing it, how are we going to make what they're doing right if it's wrong? But we as a people, we make our people right because they say that are the people. We make them right because we the same nationality. Or you can't do that, because when you make your people right, you're making y'all wrong, because you telling him his righteous don't stand, his just don't stand, because my people are my color. I want them to be right. I want them to appear right. I want them to look right. So when you want them to look right and you sit back and deny what they doing, you're saying Yah is a lie. And they are the righteous. That's why I say righteous is the biggest threat on the face of the earth, because no one wants a part in it. No one wants any part to righteous, because they are so comfortable walking in darkness. And he began to show me all of this in Genesis. And I mean, it was a really good lesson today. Because he told Daniel, he told him to close the book. And he was talking about how knowledge shall increase. So he told me to go back to knowledge. And when I went back to knowledge, I said, wait a minute, Father, you taking me back up in Genesis? He said, yeah, because that's where you were the other day. I wanted you to know that you said evil, good, and evil. But let me tell you something. Knowledge was there too. Knowing, knowledge. You look up knowing, it means knowledge. You look up knowledge, it means knowing. You see? So they're hand in hand. So he said you got to go back and you see where they were given, once they sinned, they were given the knowledge, the awareness of good and evil. So they had a glyph, what is that? A glit of knowledge. And that's where we at now. We got it. We got knowledge of good and evil, but we don't care. We just looking at it all when it's just something he said in Genesis. But that's why this topic is called It's Finished. Because we refuse to look at Genesis to Revelation for what it said and what it has said. See, y'all, what we messed up on the floor, this is not something to come in the year 2022. This stuff been here thousands of years ago. So who can't see? Who is blind? Who's deaf? We can't say he deaf. This book has been walking itself out for thousands of years. We can't make it a lie. And it's the only book the Ruach gonna come out of. It's the only book he said study it. You show yourself studying, showing yourself approved. I send the Ruach and he'll help you out to know what's really what. But we don't even want to do that. We want to make everything about y'all a lie so we can live a truth in these last and evil days. Now, with this movie, the outcome, you either in or you out. You make your choice because it's real. Now, if he's going to let me see it, how they made a movie so potent from 2019, 2020, 2021, and even going into today. Potent. Even the military people, guys, he decided to kill himself. He said, we all gonna die anyway. We all gonna die anyway. Because they released something in his area. So he knew that he wasn't going to get out. And he was hurting because he knew what the military had done. And that's like today. A lot of them at the CDC, they know what they're doing. But the only problem I have is, can we get somebody to stand up and say, Father, y'all, hold up. A lot of y'all thinking these senators and all of them that's up there clowning with Fauci, y'all don't even know that's a setup. That's a part of the plan. All that is a setup. Why and how can you say that, Deborah? Now the movie been out. This movie, I ain't talking about just this movie. I'm talking about hundreds of movies been out. That's what the light that been out to show us that it's been this plan been in the plan for 20, 30, 40 years. And we just all out in dumb city. Thinking we got it and we running because we awakening. No, you dead sleep. But if this been out since then, this is said 18 years. That's longer than 18? Yeah, is that it? Oh, Father, it's longer than that. Oh, longer than 18 years. 28 years. If it been out that long, y'all, what are we talking about? We awakening. This thing been out for us to see everything clear. Right now, we should be trying to come together in the body of Hamashiach. You can't come together in the body of Hamashiach not even knowing that you have a spirit. And if you ain't heard from the Most High Yah regarding those gifts he gave you, you are not a part of the body of Hamashiach. Again, let me say this. If y'all were to activate your mind, your fleshly mind, into a spiritual mind, to where you can see that, oh, he invested this in me, he gave me this gift to do this, then yeah, I'm in the body of Hamashiach. But most of the people, they're awakening to what? Hellhole. Don't none of them have any gifts. You can't come to the body of Hamashiach with no gift. Because he said we're all knitted together. We work together. He given one to do this and one to do that. We got people in the body of Hamashiach who knows how to group people off, how to teach people to sing, how to teach people all kind of things within the body of Hamashiach. Now, if Stephen King can sit and give you an example of those that's in there, each one of them was doing the part that they felt that was a part of the plan for them to be as one. What's the problem with us? The problem is we ain't where we should be. But I thank Jacob for saying what he said. He said there ain't gonna be no togetherness until Shiloh come. And that's real. Until Yeshua HaMashiach come back. It ain't gonna be there. because we're battling our own demons and our own darkness. We're having more fun and enjoying battling darkness and debating with darkness and being amongst a lot of confusion than to be in the midst of what is spirit and truth, to be in the midst of the light. Now, if Stephen King can take it from the Bible, and set it up, and here we are walking it out all out of order. So I just thank the Most High for the movie, and I appreciate him giving me that. And I didn't get around to, but I guess I'll do this another day. But that was a really good message that he put on my heart in Genesis, because talking about that knowledge, and he even brought me to Daniel and to Proverbs, just showing you that knowledge. He said in the knowledge shall be increased. Knowledge shall be increased. See, and that knowledge being increased don't mean what? It don't mean what? That knowledge that shall be increased, that means knowing the good and evil for what it is shall be increased. Knowing the good and evil for what it is shall be increased. And when it is increased, it's telling you that you'll walk in righteousness, because now you see it for what it is. You see? So that's what the knowledge shall be increased, to bring you to a level of righteousness. And then you see the light, and you see what knowledge has brought you to. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And that's where we're at today. There are stuff being increased. Look at Sister Deborah. Increasing in Sister Deborah. Now, he didn't taught me this already, but he wanted me to see that it's don't ever let it escape you, Deborah. They've been doing this for this minute. Now, that's my thing. I said, Father, wait a minute. You mean they knew when we was on the ship? He said, yeah, Deborah, they knew. They knew who I was. They knew who Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They knew who they were. They knew what they done to me. They knew what they said to me. They knew how they profaned my name, because they got right in front of the heathen and profaned my name again in front of them. So he's just saying that we are an ugly people. We run around here think we the best gift to this world. And we have wronged him in every way possible. Because if we had not of it, he felt that, okay, y'all been in the captivity for so long. I tell you what, I'm going to come and get you. He said, no, hold up, Deborah. Don't go telling them that. The house of Israel is going to be judged first. He's just letting you know they ain't getting away with that. They're not going to get away with it, but they teaches us that it's okay for us to continue to doing what we're doing. Only blame the Europeans. Only blame the white. Look, they already got their ticket to hell. So why are we trying to beat them there? That's how we act. We act like we're trying to beat them to the punch, to the lake of fire. Because everything they do, and when we're doing it, we ain't recognizing that it's going up against y'all. We said, so they doing it too. So you trying to beat them to the lake of fire then. Because you want to do what they do. You should be tired of doing what they do, because they done had you in a captivity for so long. You should turn yourself about face and go the opposite way and not do what you see them do. But you think our brothers doing that? No, they're going straight. Our brothers are going, let me tell you what they're doing. They're going straight to the vomit and licking it up. Every day they going to the vomit and licking it up. They don't know they left from they right. They up from they down. Because if they did, they'll be coming around. But they're not. They're out there, and a lot of this killing amongst their wives and their girlfriends, this comes from people like Pastor Dow, teaching these men that they all listen, all that. Wait a minute, hold up, bro. Hold up. Hold up. When did y'all say you're going to be all that and some in your land of your captive? So what is this stuff about all this that you're talking? When did he say to bring a woman to the level of where she at in your land of your captive? After she is the matrix to your own tribes and your whole nation. When did y'all tell you to do that? He didn't. We are doing things outside of what he have given us to do, shown us. But I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I'm not gonna be long. I really thank the Most High for this movie, because he's showing me that, see, baby, don't think you telling these people something. And that blessed me. That's blessed me, because he said, don't think you telling them. Because I was in that car, I was preaching, y'all. I was preaching. Every time I get in the car, I'm always, call myself preaching. He said, don't think you telling them people nothing. Because I've been I've been telling them since the beginning of time. This book been here. I've been here. So what is it they missing? Wait a minute, hold up. What are you missing? Oh, they got to get on Instagram. They got to get on Twitter. Oh, no, Facebook ain't came on. Oh, they got to get on YouTube. And everything is finished. So if he sit and give me this movie, and what is this? Let me do my calculation. I made a straight A's in math in school. Say 28 years. And here it is. We sitting here hooping and hollering. We awakening. We awakening. And these people are making movies of this biblical word. No, it ain't mastering it. It mastering it out of their stupidity. And what I mean by that, they going in here reading it and mastering it and making movies. Are they cutting short? Sure, they cutting short big time. Only one can master this book is the Ruach HaKodesh. Because there's a lot of stuff in this book that has been smeared. The only one can bring it back to course is the Ruach HaKodesh. And he only want to do that when he have to teach you and show you and bring things to your remembrance and teach you all things. Then he'll bring that word into you right. When man might have tampered with this word, he'll come around. Come on, let me teach you this. This is how it is. Before they mess with it, this is how it is. You see? So even though they go in it blind and make movies. But when you become the child of the Most High Yah in spirit and truth, your eyes are open. Your ear can hear. You just need to shut up long enough to hear and get up under the Ruach and listen to him. Listen to what he's saying. And I know it's a lot of things he can teach you, and you be saying, but Father, that ain't what I was taught. But Father, they said this. And he'll just break that thing down to your spirit. And you be like, what? See, because that's what he said he's going to do. He's going to teach you all things. We have forsaken that. And we turn toward YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Y'all teach me what I need to know. They can't go into this thing in spirit and truth because it's been smeared so much. Only one can go in there is the Ruach HaKodesh. And I give him all praise and glory and honor. That's all I can say. But I didn't get to teach what he gave me as far as this. But I had to go around on this movie because I watched it and I really like it. So if you all really, I suggested everyone would go and look for that movie and really take a look at it. You can dissect it and everything. This movie is not what you call righteous. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying this movie has been poured out of the biblical. Okay? And once you sit down and you see it, and if you are an elect, you can see what the Most High is saying to you today. Today. What he's saying to me today. And we walking around here like we in Dumb City. Talking about somebody took your history. You took your own history and threw it away. Anybody took your history. You took your own history and threw it away. And you're still throwing it away. Our men, like I said, is going toward vomit. You should see the stuff that they're talking about now. Doesn't mean anything. And these people are finna to master what you saw this movie about. They finna master it. And when I first saw them water tanks, I was like, okay, now, Father, I was just saying that's the way they coming, because they coming to every house, and either the air or the water. They coming again, y'all. They coming again. And every time you turn a deaf ear and a blind eye, they're going to up the dose. They're going to up it. But each time they up it, for Yah's, he's going to down it. Hallelujah. Just like in the movie. The people that was there, all the people that died, coughing on them, blood all over, they didn't see it. It didn't phase them. It didn't bother them. See, you know that they've been doing it because they turned around and also developed that movie called Walking Dead. They've been on this for so long, y'all. And I believe it's before Stephen King did this one here. They had another one. Because the Spirit told me, Deborah, it's no reason for nobody to be in the darkness. Fully in the darkness. And here it is. We want to claim they took something from us. And we still walking. Here it is. We know who we are, but we still walking in darkness. Because we walking in stupidity. We still teaching each other hate. Teaching each other how to hate on each other. Stupid stuff. Instead of trying to find those who are knitted under the Hamashiach. Yeshua Hamashiach. Because once you come up under that Hamashiach, that's the power of Yah. So everybody that's in that Hamashiach is the power of Yah. So what happens? You're like an umbrella that's protected. That's what you need to be trying to unite with. Somebody that's under that Hamashiach. Because he called it. He said, he's the body of Christ. And we are the members. He even said, I gave gift to the members. What happened? You don't hear them preaching and teaching and revealing that. It's so many things they don't talk about because there's so many things we should be doing today. And if we're going to come together, you got to come together in the Ruach HaKodesh. Not the Ruach HaKodesh, Yeshua HaMashiach. In the HaMashiach, the body of Christ. And when we're in the body of Christ, everybody should have the Ruach HaKodesh. And the gift that he has portioned and measured out to each one so that it can make a whole body, y'all. So why we disrespect that? How did we disrespect that? How did we get away with disrespecting that? How did we get away with not coming together in the body of Hamashiach? I'm going to do a study on that because that's kind of deep. If we are the body of Hamashiach and he has given all the gifts to the body, what's the deal? Why ain't we coming together in that? What is wrong with us uniting in the body of Hamashiach? If the body of Hamashiach is his right hand, his power, all power on the heavens and in the earth, what's the deal? We can't come together. See, the issue is bigger than what we think, and it ain't no white man. Because they already got their one-way ticket. They already got their one-way ticket. That's why they don't care about what they do. They have a perpetual hate. But what about our people? We have a perpetual hate toward each other. That's what he said, nation against nation. Nation against nation means people against people. And it also means people against their own people. Well, why do you say that, Sister Deborah? It's because he said, your worstest enemy is going to be those in your own household. Who can be even closer than that? You see? He said they're going to be turning you in. And it said brother killing brother. Father killing son. Come on now. Who can be any closer than that? See how messed up that is? And then I said, okay, Father, why is the father killing son and the son killing father? Why is the brothers killing brothers? And then he took me over to the verse where he was saying men. It's so many verses that he want you to understand. He was talking to males. And he told us women how they would be in the last days. And we reject every word he said today. All the way up until today. We reject every word. Oh, Deborah, you talking about our men and we got good men. You ain't got nothing good, baby, because you can't even define good. Because if you define good, you better go back to Genesis and swoop that thing all the way to Revelation so you can understand what good is. Because from Genesis, he tells you what good is. Good is a friend of bad, evil. Evil is a friend of good. They work hand in hand. Good is an action that you can perform, but it ain't gonna get you in New Jerusalem. It ain't gonna get you in the kingdom. You get it? Because why? Why is it and why won't it, Deborah? It's because it came to stand next to evil. See, people don't understand. Adam and Eve was created perfect. It was no such thing as good. They were perfect. The image of Yah, the breath of life, and sinless. You see? So we can't go around here trying to cross him out because we don't understand when he say knowing good and evil. But except you reach for the tree of life. They don't want that, Deborah. They don't want that. They want to use good now as a means of being near to Yah, or to be able to stand in the kingdom. They want to use this word good, but when you get up there, let me tell you one thing. Knowledge is going to be on one side and evil going to be on the other. You're going to have that thirst, that drink that you're supposed to have been drinking. You're going to have to been in eating from the tree of life. Because that good, that knowledge of good and evil, knowing good and evil, ain't going to get you into the kingdom. And that's what they have failed you all at. It's making you think good is all that and some. Keeping you from being one that would reach for the tree of life, which is righteous, which is the light, which is upright, which is just in him. See, we done so much messing up from the floor up till we got all these people mind going left and right. And in these last days, just like in this movie, it's going to be just like this movie as far as these last days. Because I can see that myself before I even saw this movie. Because I'm looking at it and say, wait a minute, that's what they're doing now. That's exactly what they're doing. Same thing. So if this was done 28 years ago, where we at today? Same mindset. No, more than 28 days. About 28. That's sad. And I thank him because that makes me wake up tomorrow with a different mindset and seeing that it's nothing else can be said. It's finished. It's really finished, y'all. We trying to make it like it's we got this to go and this to go. He said all our horses went out. He said Revelation didn't walk herself out and in. It's got another step to it, but don't hold up on it because no man knows the day nor the hour. And that's the step, the end part of Revelation that's coming. But some things got to throw up and throw down. And if we ain't in that right place with him, hey, we're gonna be falling to the wayside. You'll be falling to the wayside. And guess what? They got it all messed up because they took those two other guys and the devil tied them up to these round things. And I said, well, what are they trying to say? The two prophets, you see? The two prophets, is that what they trying to say? See, they don't understand. Somebody like me come and get this movie, I'm going to dissect it. How? How dare you say that, Deborah? I'm going to dissect this thing. How am I going to do that? How can you dissect this movie, y'all? Through spirit and through truth. That's all. Through spirit and through truth. And how do you get spirit and truth? Through the Ruach HaKodesh, who have taught you, and you have respect for his teaching. You have honored his teaching. You have learned from his teaching, and you love his teaching. You hear his teaching. He that has an ear, let him hear what thou said the Most High Yah through his Ruach HaKodesh. So I'm hearing it. So I'm like dissecting this here to the point where, okay, I can take this here, chew this up, spit this out, chew this up, spit this out. But I found myself chewing up more than I was spitting out. And then they talk about they awakening. What are you awakening to? Father, have mercy. I know it. Now, I ain't going to say, Father, have mercy. Father, thank you for your mercy and your grace. That's all I can say. I can now understand why he said, come judgment, there's not going to be no more mercy. I can see why. Because it's so much been poured out. So much grace and mercy is poured out. And no one gives a care. I don't care. Cross that bridge. Because people really thinking they're going to cross a bridge when they get there. A lot of people feel that way. Oh, no, baby. You ain't gonna even have no bridge to cross. You ain't gonna even go over. So what bridge you talking about you gonna cross? You ain't gonna have no bridge to cross because you ain't gonna even go over to the other side. So if anything, you better try to find out what bridge you need to get on and get on it while you have the strength and the willpower, not the willpower, but the strength to identify that you have a spirit that can worship the Most High Yah and that he's sitting there just waiting for us to turn to him. Even when we don't turn to him, he still turn to us. That just shows you we ain't got no sense no way. We ain't got no sense to do right because he turned to us and we ain't got sense enough to even turn to him in anything. So, because if you think about that grace and mercy, if you sitting here pouring all this grace and mercy on all nationality, all countries and everything, wait a minute, hold up. You just pouring this stuff all over the place. See? And we thinking that, okay, nah, they wrong. They is. Yeah, they are. But in him, he said grace and mercy is none. Because when you stand before me, don't come up there with that. Because it ain't going to be none. Okay? So anybody in the live chat, if you have any questions, you want to ask a question, how many in the live chat seen the movie already? And if you seen the movie, why haven't you connected what we going through now? All right. It's such a big revelation. That's for spirit and truth. That's right. That's the only bridge. They don't understand that, and it's sad because if mercy and grace is now, that means righteous and truth is now. You see what I'm saying? Spirit and truth is now. You know, so if you thinking that, okay, I just cross that bridge when I get to it, I ain't gonna be bothered, you know, and that's how people's mindset is today. That's how their mindset is today. Yep, I'm going to see what I'm going to do as far as trying to take maybe 2 days out of a week and go out to those that are less fortunate. I'm going to do something that I used to always do. I used to have people stop and say, man, what you doing out here? Don't worry about what I'm doing out here. You ain't out here. So let me just do what I'm called to do. And if he called me to do this, he out here with me. I remember the police stopped me, ma'am, don't you think you should get out of this area? For what? You know, for what? When I just want to make sure you're okay. I'm okay. Thank you. Have a good night. So when he was explaining to me his finish, he was saying that, and I'm just going to say this to you all, what he said. Before I got on the live chat, I said, "But Father, you said it's finished. I wish I can just cover that as far as it's really finished." He said, "Well, just say this." When he said, and I'm going to tell y'all what he said. He said, when I said, let me show you, let me tell you exactly where it's at. Okay. And it's Genesis chapter 2. And on the 7th day, Yah ended his work, which he had made. And he rested on the 7th day from all his work, which he had made. And God said the 7th day, and God blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rest from all his work which God created and made. It was finished then, y'all. It was finished. He rest. Now we know this creator can't rest because he don't sleep nor do he slumber. So we know that you got to go deeper in his rest and understand, well, what is this rest? You see? While we're sitting thinking, okay, it's this for us. Nothing he created was for us. Has always been for him. Even if he said a rest day for us laboring, okay? For us laboring. Why was that? Because he labored in his creation and he rests. We know he don't need no rest. So what is he talking about? It's finished, y'all. That's it. It's finished. Once he finished making everything, guess what? Time to step into that resting place. And we are walking all that stuff out. We are walking it out while he doing what? Rest. Because he done been there, done that. What happened? Before the foundation of the world was created, it was everything that you see was, everything that is, has already been, finishing, is already in him. So all this was in him before he created anything. So what happened in Genesis chapter 2, where he rested and he had created it all, he was finished. You see? Because in him, it was all finished, just like it is. He means that. It's finished. Meaning he ain't coming back and turn nothing left nor right. He ain't finna move nothing up nor down. He ain't finna change nothing to go back or to pull it forward. He ain't finna do nothing but what has already been done, because it's finished in him. We're the one around here chasing it, trying to get him to do something out of what he's finished doing. He's finished, y'all. It's finished. And it's a sad thing, because to know that the horses done been released and all that, many things in Revelation has already taken place. We're sitting right here waiting for what man say going to happen. And that's why we're missing it every time. We waiting for man to say, oh, this got to happen. This got to happen. Oh, this can't happen. This got to happen. That's why he said, the gospel shall be preached in all nations for a witness. That he said his power is at hand on the earth right today. For a witness, your eyes going to see my power. So I'm bringing you good news. My power is at hand. And your eyes going to witness it. And then the end. That's what he's talking about, y'all. So I hope that you all got something out of that. And I did ask about the daughters. Were they at home? I can't see on my live because on this cell phone, they bleep just as quick. So I guess I have to go back and see. But my heart is troubled because I realize that I might end up having to walk this thing out. Everything that is about to take place, I might live to walk it out. And my heart is troubled because I don't know. He's not giving me the fullness. Let's just say it like that. And to know if he give me one more thing, it's going to be even more frightening, because it's like, oh, Father, but this is going to happen. And this is, oh, Father, it's just so much. But he's not going to give me more than I can bear. And what he has given me enough to stand with. And I thank him with him, not myself, because I ain't going to give myself that. I can't give myself that. So if anybody have any questions before I appreciate everybody in the live chat. I thank you for tuning in. Anybody have any questions? Probably do. And my cell phone is not going to. Okay. All righty. Amen. Amen. I know that's right. Praise the Most High Yah. Amen. Stay encouraged. That's it. But yes. So I say it's been 2 hours. I guess you're welcome. Yep. Oh, yes, it showed it. It showed did. You know it did. You see how it did it, yeah. But I wasn't expecting it to come out like it did. But I figured that's how he is, because he said in Matthew 24, he said, he that endure until the end shall be saved. And then he said, and this gospel shall be preached to all nations as a witness. And then, you know what I'm saying? So he's saying what you just said. What happened? What you say to me? You say, did you see? Did you see what you just said? You say, did you see how the Father did at the end? You see what I'm saying? When that's how Matthew 24, verse 14 is said. That is exactly what it said. As a witness, my power. It's gospel is good news. Being preached, the kingdom, his power is at hand. And as a witness, we all going to see. So it's like that movie, similar to that movie. You know, you said, did you see how it showed the Father's power? See what I'm saying? You just quote Matthew 24 and 14. Go look at it. It's saying the same thing. Thank you, babe. I'm grateful for you. Yes, I am. And I thank the Most High Yah. You know what, though? My phone is acting up. It is. So I guess it's trying to tell me to get off the phone. Oh, but I do. My desire is to that you all. I don't know if it's something. Yeah, most likely we're needed. We today need those that Yah is calling to the forefront. Don't be afraid. Start a page and pull us on through your page. Let us come through. You got so much. It's so much stuff you all have that you all can make a difference in people's lives. You have it. You got what it takes. Y'all knows. Y'all said that you have what it takes, and it's just that I wish that you all had some sort of way that you can just really. I guess we can try it tomorrow too. And Sister Deborah gonna have her mouth closed. You hear me? Let you all speak, because give me something that the Most High has been dealing with you in visions and in dreams, or what the Most High is sharing with you. I like to hear that, because like I tell you, I'm in the wilderness, and I'm in a place where he's constantly teaching me and teaching me every day. And I'm not ashamed to tell nobody that I learn something every day. People who don't learn every day, that's on them. That's something that I call myself blessed, to be able to hear the voice of the Most High say, Deborah, this. Deborah, this. Oh, I love it. I love it. And it's every day. Oh, don't let me get in the water. Don't let me get in the water. And a lot of times, individual would think, okay, in the water, if you go to the water, anytime you want to hear from him, just go to the water. He don't answer you when you go to the water looking for him. You can't just go to the water thinking you're going to look for him and he going to come. No, he come when you least expect it. I mean, when you just in there and you in the bathroom or in the kitchen running water, he don't come on your time. He come on his time. And he be saying things, and I be saying, wow. And the stuff that he be saying, I be like, but Father, nobody don't know about that. That's what I be saying. Father, but they don't know about that. You know, it's almost like he still desire people to know what they don't know, as if something is coming. You see? And they need to know. You see what I'm saying? So it's not an end to it. It's not an end to it. And being bombarded regarding everything in the world, it will cloud your mind to see all the stuff that's going on in the world and not see or hear from him every day. You know what I'm saying? He gives you peace in the midst of chaos, you know? And it's just something about learning from him every day, to the point where I got to the point to where I look for learning something from him every day. And then I began to read and search the scriptures on what he's showing me and he's telling me. And sometimes he'll tell me, show me scriptures and break it down to me to where I say, Father, these people don't know nothing about that. Why do we wait so long to find out this? If men really would go back to the biblical and come out from the middle of the ocean and bring their butt to dry land, that means right back to the beginning of the Bible, and they see that the reason why you are who you are is because of what he invested in you. John said, he said, in me was life, and the life was the light of men. What did y'all miss? That's why he made you separate from her, because he wanted to put life. And that's why the whole world is in the situation they are in, because of men, not because of Eve. Now it leads me to fully understand. We have to question that. You have to question it, because see, not one person, not one. Somebody might go get Enoch or might go get another book and say it said it, but I have not seen no one answered. Where did Yah tell Eve not to touch? What did he tell her not to touch? And where did she get that from? Now, if he didn't tell Adam, then where did she get it from? When she quoted to the serpent, not to touch. Yes, to eat of it, you would have to touch it. But I don't think it was really like a fruit. I was thinking it was more so like the serpent was really playing on her mind. It would have to be somewhere or another, something that they had to take in, because you have to take it in and it has to go down. It can't be something you just hold it, touch it. You see, you had to take it in. Well, why are you saying that, Deborah? Because she ate of it and it didn't do anything to her until he ate of it. And they both, letting you know, even though she took it first, they both came to the knowledge after the one that was charged not to take it had taken it. And then it says to both. So it's a lot of stuff in there. It takes the Ruach to teach you. And if you don't sit down and shut up and listen to him teach you, you're just going to get what you have. And it's not something bad that you get what you come to your own understanding of what people done told you. As long as you get the Ruach HaKodesh, and can't no man give you that, no woman. That comes strictly from the Most High Yah. So it's a lot of things that we have to inherit from him. Can't no man give us but the Most High Yah, no matter what they teach you. So it's just a lot of things that's in there, because I was always wondering, why did you say you would visit the iniquity of the fathers 3 generations? What are you meaning? You know what I'm saying? Why do you say the father don't cause your children to wrath? Something went wrong. What went wrong? And I'm going to tell y'all, something y'all missed. What went wrong was by the father not disciplining the children correct, then the children blames the mother. You see? Because the mother had to discipline and correct the children, which the father was charged to do out of Yah's order. Something went wrong. So now the children has a hate for the mother, because she was the only one staying there, feeding them, clothing them, taking care of them, giving them what they needed. Rules and regulations and discipline. So that was out of order because he told the men. You see what I'm saying? So much was out of order. They busy. Now I found out that all this stuff that we were treated, a lot of y'all don't know this. So that's why I said a lot of people running back to the Torah, talking about the Torah. They need to shut their mouth. Because the Torah was no different than today. Full of sin still. That's why they couldn't master nothing in Torah. They couldn't get nothing right. The same prophets that was chasing after them, telling them the Most High Yah's word was the same prophets in Torah. It ain't no different, telling them, begging these people to stop doing this, stop doing that. You see? Same old. And they still didn't do it. They still didn't follow. They still didn't do abide by Yah. And I don't understand. To me, I think it's just all about following that the Father's Spirit, wanting him to live in you and you wanting to abide in him. And anything outside of that is secondary. Family, everybody, secondary. Once you get that, that's all you need to continue to walk in these wicked and evil days that we have, because it'll prepare you how he will teach you how to live with your family and deal with your family, not escaping what he prophesies. He ain't gonna let you escape what he prophesies. He's gonna just let you prepare you from the inside out and how to deal with everything that's going on in your life, even in your jobs, with this with this jab, with this, all of this. You know what I'm saying? The sad part about that movie was that it's going to be your loved ones. It's going to be all of those. It's going to be, but guess what? In the movie, guess what? They didn't last, was it 5 to 12 minutes? That's how quick that thing was taking them out of here. Bam. And they label it the flu. And then the government, he was saying that they know that it is not the flu. So let's put out commercials saying it's the flu. And they put out a commercial with a black man acting a fool on the ground, talking about some flu medicine. You know, just stupid stuff. But this was in the movies. But it was more than just the flu, you guys. It wasn't the flu. They said, let's cover it up with the flu. You see what I'm saying? And the people were saying, when it's almost like some type of common cold. It starts off, but it doesn't last. The people weren't lasting, from 5 to 12 minutes, I think, alive, and they was just dropping. So this thing is real. And because people reject the Most High Yah in its highest state, which is in the days of trouble, we have rejected and we continue to reject. So more and more, so look for more and more variants to come out until many are destroyed. So when you talk about the small remnant, he said he got his. Why? Because this stuff is coming and it's going to destroy people by great number. And you go to Revelation, it's telling you how the people are going to be destroyed. Then it's going to get to the point, just like this movie, it said it. It ain't the movie that's right, it's Yah that's right. This movie decides to go in here and master Yah's word and put it in a movie. You see, that's what's painful, is that you can go in here and you can master it, and we walking around here talking about, we the people, they bothering us. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And these people then got it and gone. And that's how they were so successful, because we have been ignorant all our lives. Ignorant from the beginning. He done told you, he done came down here to bring you out of the wilderness, out of the hands of Pharaoh, and you as soon as you got on the other side, you act up from the floor up. It's just everything. This start now, y'all. We've been lying on each other and lying to each other. Everybody bothering us, but we ain't done nothing. We are the one that said crucify him. We're the one that crucified our king. We're the one that didn't like him and spit on him and did all kind of things to him. We're the one that disobeyed and killed all his prophets. We need to stop lying. And that's why we must be judged first. It's already out there. And the judgment is kill up your nation. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Go on, kill them up. Kill up your wives and your children and your mama and your daddy. Go on, kill up what you want to kill up. See, y'all didn't know that, did you? Yeah, that judgment is coming to let you do what you've been doing at the highest level. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And it is. It's just that you can't see it. I can see it because being in the wilderness, he's telling me these things are going to happen. I'm like, oh, but Father, wait a minute, hold up, Father, wait a minute, I got a question. Don't, Father, hold up what? I'm already prophesied that I'm going to judge the house of Israel. I already said what I said. I already did what I did. And then that's when he was telling me at that moment, go over in Revelation, Deborah, everything been loose. They just still, in their stupidity, ain't even seen the word where everything's been released. Or what about 3-4 months ago, they was talking about scorpions stinging people? See, they missed it. He already released it in Revelation. See, we don't want to accept that. We're so busy trying to make the beast and his action look good and make Yah look like a lie. But when we go over to Revelation, what is bound in heaven Now, what is loose on earth is loosed in heaven. What is bound on earth has been bound in heaven. Heaven's got to release it and heaven's got to hold it. But y'all want me to tell you, it has all been released. It has all been released. Even with Daniel chapter 12. Let me see here. Let me see if I can kind of go over just. I'm getting ready to leave, y'all. I know I've been on here too long. Daniel chapter 12. Let me see if that's the one. Daniel chapter 12. I might be in the wrong topic. No, listen. Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut the words, seal the book, even to the time of the end. Seal it up. Don't keep telling them nothing. See, he said that several times in here. Don't keep telling these people because it ain't going to even pay for them to even know. They ain't doing right no way. Listen to this here. Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall be running to and fro. Sister Deborah said that all the time. Running to and fro. Trying to get on YouTube, Twitters, and Facebook. Oh, they said it. They say this. I like you. I subscribe to you. All this nonsense going what? Running to and fro. And knowledge shall be increased. Knowledge shall be increased. Now, what is the knowledge? You go back to Genesis. Knowledge in Genesis. If you go back to Genesis, it'll show you knowing good and evil. Knowledge is knowing good and evil. So you're going to know both ones, both good and evil. So what? So you can weigh on which one you're willing to follow. So that knowledge is being increased so you can be able to see where you're going to stand. You see? So you're standing in knowledge in with good and evil. That alone, we know what that is. So he's also saying, he's saying, and knowledge shall be increased. Knowledge of first of all, with me, when I look at knowledge, I look at the ideal if he's showing me the tree of life. The light was spirit and truth. And on this end, people are seeing good and evil. Just thinking it's just good and evil. Oh no, baby, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. Because what the world is telling you, it's good that you get the jab. It's good that you get it once. It's good that you get it twice. It's good that you get it 3 times. Hey, it's good that you get a boost. A booster. See, this is good. Everything is good to them. But they still doing evil. You see what I'm saying? It's good that they're pouring out this here bio. I call it that. Now they came out with 2 since the first one. It's good to them to take all these lives, to do away with all these people. In their eyes, this stuff is good. Dr. Fauci, he think that's good what he doing. Because he's meeting that obligation that we're going to destroy a certain amount of people. That's good. They ain't looking at no evil. They thinking that's good. So the knowledge of what people are doing, good and evil, and the knowledge of the tree of life still hangs. Which one you going to do? Or which one you going to serve? Or which one you going to walk therein? Because the knowledge of the both is right there before your face. Choose which one you're going to serve today. So I, Sister Deborah, say unto you, knowledge is increased. So you ain't going to be able to stand before him and say, but I didn't know. They didn't tell me. I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. He going to say you was on Facebook every 2 and 3 times a day. You was on YouTube. He ain't going to say that. He ain't going to say that because he ain't going to have no time to hear you. He already know who you are when you stand. He already know who you are when you walk up. He already know who you are in the spirit. Before you even be judged, he already know. So we need to stop playing that game that he don't know nothing. He know all things. It's finished. He's finished. He even finished judging us. He's finished. Why would you say that, Sister Deborah? Because it's over. It's been finished in him. He just waiting for everything down here to get walked out so he can end everything, so he can bring his new Jerusalem. So I, Sister Deborah, say I love you all and I appreciate you all out coming out tonight. And tomorrow, let's cover what you all have to say about topics or things that the Most High revealed to you, things that the Most High have said to you, dreams, visions. Let's hear. So I, Sister Deborah, would say to you all, I appreciate you all and love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow. But have your questions or have information that you can share with us on this here live stream tomorrow, because many might be even interested in knowing what the Most High is doing in your life. So I, Sister Deborah, say to you all, love you and see you soon. Shalom and shalom.